Come on down. All right. Well, hey, Timberly is like mostly what I'm called. So I usually get nervous when I get on stage. So if everyone so I don't have to stress about making people laugh. Can you just give me the most realistic laugh you can? 1, 2, 3. This is great. All right. So time travel. Ooh, pins. No, I get distracted by shiny things. Time travel. The first meme I ever saw when I came back from my mission was this thing called Philosophy Raptor. And it said on there, if money is time, then is an ATM a time machine? Interesting. All right, so this story is going to be about what happened when you take someone who likes a lot of movies, a lot of games, a lot of watches TV a lot, take them out of that for 2 years, and then all of a sudden thrust them back into that. That was my story with me coming back from my mission for the church I was a part of. I went to the foreign land of Sacramento, California for my mission. And it was great. I loved it. I love the Sacramento place. It is the city of trees. It's beautiful there. And before my mission, I'm very, very much into games, very much into movies. I was diehard fan of a lot of Disney movies, and especially the Harry Potter movies, and a lot of different genres of music, a lot of different books, and a lot of different just in general dance moves. That was pretty cool. The Soldier Boy, I do remember that. I could do it a little bit. There we go. We got that out of the way. So we're good. If you guys didn't know what that was before, some of you guys are young. I brought notes, and so it'll help me out. So before my mission, this was 2010, 2009, I had a BlackBerry. It had a little ball in the middle that would always get dirt in it, and so it was really hard to move that little ball to try to check my Facebook, which was brand new. And checking it out, I was able to send text messages because I had a full keyboard. That was pretty cool. I loved it. And I was caught up to date with a lot of modern technology, which was the Sidekick was pretty cool then, I think. No one went on MySpace anymore. And life was pretty cool. I was just able to send pictures to my friends. That was great. And they're really, really pixelated. Then October 2010, I go on my mission. And just to give you, for people who are not familiar with the mission lifestyle, you kind of give away a lot of your the way that you view the world. You give away you don't have a cell phone, you don't have an online presence, you don't have any sort of technology. What you're allowed to read is religious books. What you're allowed to listen to is religious music, and you're not allowed to watch TV ever, except for if it's a specific thing that you have to teach a lesson for that church. And I go on that, I go on the mission. Every so often, I'm riding my bike. Every so often, I would see something cool. I'm oh, that's cool. Forget about it, and then walk around Jesus is great. And so literally my mind on my mission, or a lot of times I would sing songs to myself that I wasn't supposed to listen to, but I'm a lot of times me and my companion would geek out about different artists. We geeked out about System of a Down. And so on our bike rides, we would sing System of a Down. And then, like, when we saw a person, we're like, I cry when angels deserve to. Jesus loves the little children. And so it was great. I got really good at memorizing, like, the movies that I've memorized. I was able to recite, and we'd just sit around for hours just reciting these movies, or such as like Lord of the Rings, other movies that I've now can watch. So it was great. And between 2010 and 2012, this is some things that had happened. Harry Potter. The last 2 Harry Potter movies came out. Wasn't able to watch them when they came out. So I was like, though I've read the books, I was still like, no spoilers. I don't care if Dumbledore died. Oh, sorry. Dang it. Well, and then, so the Harry Potter's movies came out. Avengers. Who's Thor? I don't know. Who's Captain America? Like these movies that I had no idea. I may have seen the comics in passing. One of the people that I've performed with all of a sudden got famous. Emma Stone. She was all over Hollywood all of a sudden. I'm just like, I performed with her. That's cool. Release of touch phones. I discovered this one because my brother visited me on my mission, and he brought his touch phone, and I'm just like, where's the keyboard? Where's this thing? And he's like, oh no, it's all here. It was like, that doesn't make any sense. That's not going to fly. That's not going to be a thing. And Bluetooth everything happened while I was gone. Adele happened when I was gone. Rolling in the Deep. Nicki Minaj. And Gangnam Style. Like, that was cool when I came back and everybody was kind of like hopping around. Just like, I do that alone already. So that's cool. I do remember one time where I accidentally listened to a song, which I did pray, and I'm like, Lord, forgive me, but I like this song that I was listening to, and it was not a religious song. It was Hey Ho, like the stomp clap song. Yeah. I've been trying to do it right. And then one time I also caught myself watching a music video. This was toward the tail end of my mission. It was Call Me Maybe. And I'm just like, what? And then all of a sudden I came back. Everyone was sick of it. And I'm just like, I loved it. I love that stuff. And so after I came back, I had a lot of friends that I had, but I didn't know them. So they were I just came back, and like a lot of my friends were like, "Oh yeah, these are your friends too." I'm like, "Cool. Who are they?" Apart as such, like sitting here as a panel of judges, and we I had a lot of fun, like trying to figure out what movies I missed. I think I'm finally caught up. Like congratulations to me that I finally caught up on what happened between 2010 and 2012. Except for, what was it? I have no idea what happened in politics in between 2010 and 2012. I didn't hear anything. I don't want to worry about it. Nothing good, apparently. Drugs. I missed all the drugs. No. And yeah, that is my time travel story. How I picked back up into the world. Thank you. That's not gonna stay.
Guys, keep it going for Tim. Yeah. I really want that to be a more dramatic story, like Tim O'Halloran, The Lost Years. I feel like that would make it a really good like action drama film. So we'll talk about that later. But no, I think that that's funny, especially when you're like not in touch with things, or like when I went to school in Flagstaff, all my friends in Phoenix, like they had I don't know how they experienced different stuff than me 2 hours away, but they did. I'd like come home and they were like, "You haven't heard of this song?" I'm like, "We live in the same state." Like, I get it, like, California to here, or, like, you know, East Coast to here. Like, there's a music delay. I understand. But I'm like, come on. I thought I was a hipster. No? Didn't get any of that stuff. Did you see this cool suitcase hiding here? Behind this plant? This suitcase is full of merch that we have available for you to buy. There's some free stuff in there, too. So if you want to rep Chatterbox and you're like, man, I love this show, I would love a button, I would love a sticker for my phone, /laptop, /car, /bicycle, /water bottle, perfect, scooter, whatever you want to put it on. We respect that. But we've got a ton of merch that you guys can have and represent Chatterbox and your love of storytelling. So come do that thing after the show. We will take your money, only cash, but that's what we're here for, to take your money and to listen to you tell your stories. That sounded so bad and capitalist of me. I apologize. All right, guys, I'm going to bring our next storyteller up. He's a regular to this show. Put your hands together for Glenn.
Thank you. So, I'm going to say this right now. My entire bedroom is a time machine. Shut up. So, I don't have a whole lot of the like the newer stuff. Like I have a 3DS and a couple games for that, and that's about it. Everything else is like the earliest thing I have is from like 2014. And then everything else is like very early 2000s. So I don't have like any of the modern like SD TVs. I have like HD TVs. I have one that's like the big frickin' box that makes the crackly sound when you turn it off. PS2, GameCube, all that junk. But it was when I was playing something or doing something newer that I decided to actually revisit something from my childhood. I was playing the new Spider-Man game, which, if anyone hasn't played it, it's frigging amazing. Holy cow! The only better Spider-Man is the comic book Spider-Man. And playing this reminded me of how much I loved comic books when I was a kid. Like I don't know if anyone here reads DC Vertigo, but I'm kind of dressed up like the Vertigo personification of death from those comics, with like the Ankh and the shirt and all that. And with all of the, like, I wouldn't say crazy, but like just not even weird, but stuff that's been happening. Like my job is, I like the people at my job, but I hate the actual work. Because I work in a kitchen and the hours are never frigging consistent, because basically we work until we're done. So that could be anywhere from like 4 hours to 9 hours. So that always sucks. But it was because of that I decided to go into my closet, which is even more of a time machine, because it's I barely even use it for clothes. It's all stuff from when I was like this tall, and I reach onto the tall friggin' shelf up there, and I bring down this like massive stack of comic books, and it's got all the cool stuff. It's got Gambit, it's got Excalibur, Spawn, and of course old Spider-Man comics. And it felt really good to read these comics, and when reading them, I felt like I was in elementary school again, because that's when I got into comic books. I got almost all of them from my stepdad, who's also a big comic book nerd. He reads, of course he reads Deadpool, but I showed him that, so I'm taking credit for that. And it really helped, and it made me think about all these different things, because I for the first few months of working at my current job, I honestly felt like this was where I was going to be forever, which kind of made me super sad. But again, after reading those comic books, I kind of saw that, things change drastically over the course of, like, only a couple of years, especially considering I'm only friggin' 19.